negative effects it has on purchasing power, on the living standards, particularly of the poor and most vulnerable.
IMF meeting closes in Washington as Nigeria's delegation attracts investment to strengthen ongoing reforms. Federal government brings soccer to displaced communities, distributes food items, others in Mbese, Imo State.
You need to provide your own content and then gradually, replace the foreign content with your own content.
Unveiling and rebranding Nigeria initiative raises hopes on new patriots' love, support and defense of fatherland. Hello and welcome to the news at 11 on Nta News 24. We're reaching you live from Abuja. I am Comfort Fashim. President Bola Tinubu is congratulating Shirley Ayoko Bachwe, Ghana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, on her election as the incoming Secretary General of the Commonwealth. On Friday, leaders of the 56 Commonwealth nations meeting in Apia, Samoa, elected Bachwe, a 61-year-old former lawmaker who has served as Ghana's foreign minister for the last 7 years as a 7th Secretary General. Bachwe, who is expected to assume office on April 1st, 2025, is the second African to be elected Secretary General of the Commonwealth in its 75th year history, after Chief Emeka Anyaoku of Nigeria, who served in that position from July 1st, 1990 to March 31st, 2000. In a statement, the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, President Bola Tinubu, expressed belief that Bachwe's extension career in public administration, foreign affairs and regional development makes her a perfect fit for the job. President Tinubu looks forward to working with the incoming Secretary General to advance the Commonwealth vision of fostering peace, equity and prosperity for all member nations. The President also reaffirms Nigeria's commitment to championing a Commonwealth that prioritizes strengthening intra-Commonwealth trade, African exports, and a unified presence at the United Nations that supports an African bid for a permanent representation at the Security Council. The IMF and the World Bank annual meetings in Washington, D.C. concluded with a strong call for global action and collaboration. Buplan Dako reports that Nigeria's Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, and Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Yemi Cardoso, who led Nigeria's delegation, look to growing the economy through attracting investments and strengthening ongoing reforms.
Leaders and policymakers underscore that no single country can achieve sustainable progress on its own.
Domestic policies will not be enough. To tackle today's global challenges, we need more than ever cooperation and multilateral action. The IMF and the World Bank play a critical role.
Regulatory and policy certainty. We're testing our capacity to help governments with this, along with the IMF and the African Development Bank, through our initiative to connect 300 million people in Africa to electricity.
Nigeria is looking forward to stronger fiscal and monetary frameworks that will propel growth.
As we try to make sure that inflation, which of course needs to be combated as a priority, we all know the negative effects it has on purchasing power, on living standards, particularly of the poor and the most vulnerable. But at the same time, critical investments must go on so that we have a chance to grow. because at the end of the day, it is growth and job-creating growth that leads to a reduction in poverty, which is the major aim of the economic policies and strategies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
We have achieved increased transparency and improved overall supply in the foreign exchange market, leading to reduced arbitrage and speculative activities, and eliminated the front-loading of foreign exchange demand. The CBN's recapitalization policy has prompted deposit money banks to strengthen their financial positions, a process expected to result in a more robust and resilient banking sector.
The meeting ended with emphasis on unity and shared responsibility, which reflects the urgent need for cross-border partnerships to drive global prosperity. In Washington, D.C., Muplang Dakok, Nta News.
Rivers State government is promoting and strengthening the implementation of the use of artificial intelligence, AI, in waste management to maximize its economic potentials for the benefit of Rivers people. This was as Governor Siminalayi Fubara signs 2 memoranda of understanding MOUs for the development of a $300 million waste-to-wealth project, 200 megawatt power plants, smart e-mobility and other innovations at the Ministry of Justice in Port Harcourt. Osinachi Samuel reports.
Waste management has been a sore point on the people and the environment world over, and Rivers State is not an exception. The state government spends millions of naira for waste collection and disposal, with no significant result. But by these memoranda of understanding, there is a leap forward. The state government says, by this memoranda of understanding, there is a leap forward. Represented by the Rivers State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Dagogo Israel Iboroma, SAN, the governor noted with delight that the May 2024 Rivers State Economic and Investment Summit is yielding expected results. He said the MOUs with Intech and Omene group of companies, among other things, are designed to convert waste to wealth, generate electricity, boost employment opportunities, as well as increase the state's revenue base.
To convert waste to wealth. In the process, the electricity will be generated about 200 megawatts per day. 20 tons of carbon will be captured and traded in the carbon market. And of course, the returns are unimaginable. So we look forward to a cleaner Port Harcourt, a brighter Port Harcourt, and a more prosperous Rivers State.
The Chief Executive Officer of Omene Group, Otumba Prince Franklin Omene, said that the company will be working with other foreign investors to convert waste to wealth, while appreciating Governor Siminalayi Fubara for making the investment possible in his administration. He said their effort is to complement what the Rivers State Waste Management Authority is doing, explaining that the Rivers State Economic and Investment Summit gave birth to the collaboration.
But I'm very happy to be here and for the state giving us the platform to realize this vision, to make a Rivers State the name that is used to be known for, the Garden City, a city where everybody wants to come and take advantage of what we're bringing here to the people of Rivers State and in support of the host community.
The MOU signing ceremony for the establishment of $300 million waste to wealth project is first of its kind in Nigeria. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, Nta News.
Rediscovering Nigeria by Nigerians is a new roadmap being chartered by concerned citizens at the Unveiling and Rebranding Nigeria initiative. The essence is to raise a new set of patriots who love, support, and defend the fatherland. Kenneth Nanim reports that Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, was represented at the event.
Unveiling and Rebranding Nigeria Initiative is a citizens' action-driven project on changing the negative concepts about Nigeria. The theme, Rise Up, Patriots Take Pride in Our Nation, is compelling voices to get louder.
We should never lose hope in our country. And the driving factor and force behind progress and development in countries globally is patriotism, love for country.
Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris, represented by the Director General National Orientation Agency, explains effort by the ministry to rebrand the minds of citizens by imputing local content in children's programs that identifies Nigeria as a people.
We are not saying ban foreign cartoon. You need to provide your own content and then gradually, replace the foreign content with your own content.
We can actually tell our stories. We don't need people to come tell our stories from us.
Kenneth Nanim, Nta News.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security says it will persuade and lobby to ensure that the Agriculture Extension Service Delivery Bill before the National Assembly is passed. Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, says the bill is designed to be a game changer for Nigeria's agricultural system. Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
The proposed Agriculture Extension Service Bill is currently before the National Assembly. The bill was drafted in partnership with the key players in the Agricultural Extension Service under the guidance of the Women Farmers Advancement Network WOFAN Icon 2. Dr. Salamatu Garba is the country director of WOFAN.
Is to have a well-defined extension system in Nigeria where roles and responsibilities will be spelled out. We really want to understand the different roles at national, state, local government level. We want the farmers to know what exactly are their rights and what they really need to deserve. We want to have e-extension system that will be able to meet the ever-growing population in Nigeria. We also want to build the capacity of extension workers so that they will be able to deliver more.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, stated that with about 70% of the population involved in agriculture, it is important to ensure they receive the technical support they need to achieve optimal outputs and good income. He declared that this is where extension agents become very important, stressing that having the right extension delivery system legislation will boost sustainable and resilient agriculture in the country.
Which means food should be available all over the place. So how to produce this food is what extension agents are designed to help you achieve. To show you good agronomic practices, to teach you how to plant, when to plant, where to plant, and how to take care of what you have planted, how to harvest, how to process, and all of these things. So under what we call generically good agricultural practices.
The Executive Director of the National Agriculture Extension Research and Liaison Services, Professor Emmanuel Ikani, stated that the bill will provide a legal framework for a sustainable extension delivery system that will translate research results and technologies into success for farmers. Statistics reveal that Nigeria is among the countries with the lowest population of agriculture extension workers. Musa Baba Aliyu, Nta News.
As part of federal government's efforts to bring succor to displaced communities, the Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has distributed food and non-food items at Umweze Obuama in Mbise local government area of Imo State. Obianoju Nwosu reports is presented from the studio.
The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, whose mandate it is to bring succor to vulnerable communities, kicked off this process by conducting needs assessment in Umweze, Obama in Ezinihitem-Bise local government area of Imo State. That resulted in these relief materials being distributed, which include food items, school materials, bundles of zinc, among other things. The beneficiaries of the items commended the federal government for the timely intervention.
I feel very happy for our honorable member who was able to attract all this to us, more especially some of us that are retired.
We are very, very grateful to God for remembering us.
I'm feeling great. I'm very, very happy.
The Chief Administrative Officer, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Chinwe Nwachukwu, pointed out that the Commission samples opinion to enable them meet the actual needs of the targeted vulnerable people in every community.
The intervention of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is usually based on needs.
The intervention program is expected to be replicated across the country.
This is the news on Nta News24. We take a break now. We'll be back shortly.
My administration took over leadership of our country 16 months ago at a critical juncture. The economy faced many headwinds and our physical security highly impaired. We found ourselves at a distant crossroad where we must choose between two paths: reform for progress and prosperity, or carry on the business as usual and collapse. We decided to reform our political economy and defense architecture.
A non-governmental organization on accountability and transparency has appealed for the immediate intervention of the National Judicial Commission on the alleged plan by the Benue State Judicial to embark on what it describes as an unwarranted strike. The organization expressed confidence in the ability of the Commission to regulate and checkmate excesses of institutions under its mandate, and wonder why strike should be an option at a time when there are scores of cases to be attended to. The civil society organization alleged that the strike may be unconnected with some political influence trying to manipulate the judicial for selfish gains and deny justice to those who seek for redress in different cases lying before it. In a bid to ensure all-round sustainable economic development of Rivers State, the state's government has held a one-day public consultation and pre-budget workshop on the 2025 budget estimates. Osinachi Samuel reports.
Siminala Ifugara says he is proud to observe that the state under his administration has witnessed a renaissance in governance, one that places the people on the priority list of every decision, hence the Rivers First mantra, and that every naira spent translates to tangible projects for the people who live and work in Rivers State. Represented by his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odo, he notes that the medium-term expenditure framework for 2025 to 2027, meticulously crafted and approved by both the Executive Council and the House of Assembly, serves as a testament to the forward-thinking approach of his administration. He notes that the use of artificial intelligence in coding budgetary items will enhance transparency and accountability in governance.
As we chart our course towards 2025, our vision is anchored in 4 cardinal principles: visionary leadership and strategic governance, economic innovation and fiscal sustainability, social justice and inclusive development, transformational infrastructure, and environmental stewardship.
The Citizenship Budget Engagement Workshop is designed to provide relevant insight into the broad vision and mission of the state government for the medium-term period and the framework for the conversation around the 2025 fiscal year. The event featured a technical section with a necessary update on the budget data entering method in the ministries, departments, and agency, budget template, and subsequent migration to the 2025 update of the Nigerian Government Forum automated budget template.
And encourage you to actively participate in this robust engagement that will produce a scientific and people-oriented 2025 appropriation.
There were goodwill messages from the public and professionals from various fields of endeavor. The event provided a training session for staff of the ministry and local government councils on coding and other related matters. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, Nta News.
Governor Duye Diri of Bayelsa State has approved the sum of 80,000 naira as a new minimum wage for workers in the state civil service with effect from November 1st, 2024. Governor Diri also approved an increase in the monthly pension of retired workers as well as payment of 7 billion naira to reduce outstanding gratuity liabilities. Governor spokesperson Daniel Alabra in a statement said the Bayelsa State Governor acknowledged the challenging times workers faced in the state due to rise in the cost of living. Life is full of challenges, but the hurdle faced by these special needs is unique as they continue to strive to be relevant in society as well as their faith. Others came to the fore during the 30th anniversary celebration of the Association of Deaf Muslims in Nigeria. Ibrahim Bello Gunda reports.
Worried by the challenges confronting Muslims with special needs in Nigeria, Association of Deaf Muslims in Nigeria, established 30 years ago, is giving voice and hope to them so as to rediscover themselves Islamically. Guest speaker Professor Suleiman Alabi Yusuf delivered a paper titled Atmos, 30 years of giant strides, the needed reinforcement.
Gratefulness or gratitude, appreciation of what Allah has provided is very important, because the more you appreciate what the Almighty has done for you, the more Allah increases you in favor.
President, Association of Deaf Muslims in Nigeria, Suleiman Saka Dagbo, highlighted challenges confronting deaf Muslims, effort at addressing them, and the need for the society to lend them a helping hand.
We have the following needs: support in the area of employment, economic empowerment and scholarship for higher education students, establishment of an Islamic center in Ibadan that will play a triple role of, number one, Islamic model school for the deaf, apprenticeship in various handwork and trades, empowerment and capacity building training for Muslims leaders, mobility vehicle.
There were a series of activities lined up to mark the 30 years anniversary. In Abuja, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, Nta News.
Following CAF final decision to award 3 points to Nigeria after the ill treatment method on the Super Eagles in Libya, Nigerians have continued to commend the CAF decision, saying it will serve as a warning to others. Oche Ngbede in his report takes us through the situation and CAF's decision.
Over the years, African football has been faced with a series of challenges, and one of these is the unsettled football antics to gain undue advantage over visiting teams. Recall that the return match of the 2025 AFCON qualifiers between Nigeria and Libya, originally scheduled for October 15 in Benghazi, was marred by significant logistical issues when the Nigerian squad's flight was diverted without warning, forcing them to land at an airport far from their intended destination. Subsequent upon arrival, they were ahead for nearly a full day without adequate food or water, leading to widespread outrage and condemnation from Nigerian officials. What was now left was the CAF decision after the matter was officially reported to the CAF Disciplinary Committee by Nigeria, with both countries waiting patiently. CAF, in its ruling, declared the match a forfeit for Libya with a scoreline of 3-0 in favor of Nigeria, putting them on the brink of qualifying for next year's final as they sit on top of Group D.
And hoping that other countries will learn from it.
The 3-point takes Nigeria to 10 with 2 matches left to play, 4 ahead of second place Benin Republic and 5 ahead of Rwanda, with Libya with 1 point from 4 games. While the decision may have favored Nigeria at this point, the Libyan Football Authority are saying they are not going to let the decision slide, as they will appeal the CAF decision. In Abuja, Oche Ngbede, Nta News.
That concludes the news at 11 on Nta News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Comfort Fashim.